Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer because today we are looking at something I totally, completely misunderstood. The source material we're breaking down claims the standard push-up is actually this foundational full-body weapon, like it has the power to completely transform your physique. But there is a massive catch. Right out of the gate, the source challenges us, betting that most of us can't even do 5 real perfect reps. Crazy, right? It sounds super simple, but as we're about to see, the true standard for this movement is incredibly high, and it turns out, well, most people fall completely short. I mean, this source doesn't pull any punches here. It plainly states that most of you are flopping around on the floor like a dying fish and calling it exercise. Ouch. It's a brutal reality check, but according to the data, this is exactly why so many people complain that they aren't seeing results, why chests stay flat and arms just don't grow. If we want to turn this basic movement into a true muscle-building tool, we've got to start by completely resetting what we think we know. So let's talk about the 3 crimes and exactly why your push-up is actually destroying you. Crime number 1 is what the source calls the banana back. You know the look. If your spine sags down toward the floor during the movement, you aren't building strength at all. You're just putting this dangerous, completely unnecessary pressure right on your lower back. The fix prescribed here? You have to tighten your core like you're bracing for a punch. It absolutely demands total rigidity from your shoulders all the way down to your heels. You're effectively turning your torso into a solid plank of wood. Moving on to crime number 2, the chicken wing. The material points out that flaring your elbows wide and outward as you drop down doesn't build muscle, it literally builds an injury. It places this completely damaging strain on the shoulder joint, which, let's be honest, is a notorious weak point for a lot of people anyway. You have to tuck those elbows in tight. That protects the joint and properly engages the chest and triceps to do the actual heavy lifting. And that brings us to the 3rd crime, known as the ego bob. The source really highlights the super common pitfall where people just bob their heads up and down like a pigeon instead of lowering their actual bodies. The rule established here is incredibly simple, guys. If your chest doesn't touch the floor, the rep simply does not count. End of story. Half reps only ever yield half results. All right, so how do we fix this? Let's get into the reconstruction, which is all about full body tension. To reconstruct the push-up, the source shifts the entire paradigm. See, this isn't just an arm workout, it's a masterclass in full body tension. Step 1, get your hands directly under your shoulders and grip the floor like you're trying to crush a rock. Step 2, you physically screw your hands into the ground. That creates essential torque and stability in those shoulder joints. Step 3, squeeze your glutes and your abs, transforming your body into a solid rod of iron. Step 4 is the descent. Don't just let gravity take over. Actively pull yourself to the floor with control. And finally, step 5, the explosion. When you press, visualize pushing the actual earth away from you to generate maximum force. Now that we've got the form down, let's look at the 3 levels of hell. It's time to find your level and absolutely destroy it. The source lays out this really clear, step-by-step roadmap to apply the new standard. And listen, it requires checking your ego at the door. You start by swallowing your pride at level 1, the awakening. This means mastering incline push-ups, knee push-ups, and plank holds until you genuinely graduate. Then, you advance to level 2, the soldier, tackling standard, diamond, and decline push-ups on strict 45-second rests. Finally, you test your ultimate physical limits in level 3, God mode. This level demands archer push-ups, one-armed push-ups, and an exercise literally called the slow death. The breakdown is clear. If you aren't physically shaking by the end of this level, you just didn't work hard enough. Which brings us to the golden rule of all of this, progressive overload. The overriding concept the source emphasizes here is that if this routine ever gets easy, well, you're doing it wrong. To actually grow, you absolutely need progressive overload. This means you have to constantly force the muscle to adapt, whether that's by adding a rep, decreasing your rest time, or even adding physical weight to your back. Comfort is the absolute enemy of progress here. When you truly master your own body weight and embrace the discomfort of perfect form combined with progressive overload, that's when you start building a physique that actually commands respect. As we wrap up this explainer, the choice becomes crystal clear. We now understand the precise mechanics of a perfect rep, the 3 specific crimes that have been holding us all back, and the strict standard required for real, sustainable growth. We know exactly what it takes to stop flopping around and start building true strength from the ground up. So, the question the source leaves us with is this. Are you ready to demand more from yourself and leave those weak habits behind? Or, knowing the actual science behind true strength, will you just go back to taking the easy way out? It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other basic exercises have we been getting completely wrong all this time?